10 weapons that changed how people fight wars. The first humans used sticks and stones. Then they upgraded to axes and spears. Many millennia later, we have autonomous drones and lasers. But some inventions were more important than others, such as 1. Siege engines. The first ever siege engine was the Roman onager. It was a kind of sling that could launch heavy projectiles. The Greeks used both onagers and catapults. This allowed invading armies to take cities more quickly. Most of the powerful city-states in Asia Minor were walled. Siege engines remained in use until the Middle Ages. 2. Hand cannon. The hand cannon was the first firearm in history. It was invented in China in the 1400s. Hand cannons relied on gunpowder to shoot projectiles. They had a short range and limited accuracy compared to later guns. 3. Longbow. The longbow was invented in the Middle Ages. Unlike the hunting bows of previous eras, it was very tall. This enabled archers to make longer draws. An arrow launched in this way was powerful enough to pierce chain mail, plate mail. 4. Spencer repeating rifle. This was an early lever-action rifle, invented in the 1860s. The Spencer was the first military, metallic cartridge repeating rifle. The Union Army adopted it. During the American Civil War, this enabled Union soldiers to fire as many as 20 rounds per minute. One of the early users was General Custer himself. 5. Maxim gun. This recoil-operated machine gun was invented in 1884. It was the world's first automatic firearm. It was capable of firing between 500 and 1,200 rounds per minute. By World War I, every major military had machine guns. They put an end to the mass charge infantry tactics. 6. Fokker I. This was the first fighter plane to enter service. This German aircraft was the first to have a built-in machine gun. It arrived at the front in mid-1915. Thus began a period known as the Fokker Scourge. Soon, every major military was building its own fighter planes. 7. Mark I tank. This was the first tank used in combat. The Mark I entered service in August 1916. It was first used in action on the morning of September 15, 1916. The heavy British tank had a crew of 6. It was armed with just 4 machine guns. 8. Aircraft carrier. Aircraft carriers made battleships obsolete. They were first developed during the 1920s. But World War II saw the first large-scale use of carriers. U.S. carriers provided air supremacy in the Korean and Vietnam Wars. Now they are an important part of national defense strategies. 10 countries have aircraft carriers in service. 9. Atomic bomb. Nuclear weapons were only used once. In August 1945, the U.S. dropped 2 bombs on Japanese cities. This led to Japan's surrender. Since World War II, nuclear arsenals have been used as a deterrent. At least 8 countries possess nuclear weapons today. 10. Unmanned aerial vehicles. Flying bombs were used as early as World War II, but the era of drone warfare has begun only recently. In the 1990s, the U.S. began using drones to launch missiles. Today's drones are also used for reconnaissance. This has completely changed field operations.